Yo, what is up guys? It's me Eve again here playing Etheria Restart. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Rosa, who is a blue unit, also a DPS, extremely good unit for PvP as well as for a lot of content in the game that can clear it really easy with her. So today we're going to talk about the build for her, how she's looking and what is she all about. So for the most part, she's a DPS for AoE, single target, and she's got an incredibly good passive. So first skill, with a boosted fighting spirit, Rosa deals 3 hits of 60% damage to a single enemy. If the final hits is a crit hit, it has a 40% chance to reduce the target's turn meter by 6%. For the passive, the Iron Flower blooms each time Rosa lands a critical hit. If the target is not afflicted with the Blade Heart Bloom, there's a 70% chance to inflict a one turn Blade Heart Bloom on the target. The Blade Heart Bloom takes 12% extra damage for basic attacks. Great. When the carrier takes a crit hit as the main target, Rosa has a 75% chance to deal a follow-up attack, so she can do follow-ups for free basically, and you'll usually see a lot of follow-ups from her, so you don't really need to think about the percentages, but you'll probably see it a lot of the time, especially if you use the characters that do a lot of crits with her as well. This effect can only be triggered 1 time per turn. Okay. AoE damage, so this is her third ultimate. Say hello to the Grand Hunt. Rosa sharpens her blade. First applies a 2-turn crit buff to all allies, then dealing 3 hits of 100 damage to all enemies, with the crit hits having 30% chance to inflict a 2-turn speed down on them. So this is the reduction of speed for 30%, and the increasing crit rate for 30% as well is huge. So as you can probably understand from all of those skills that she has, she's really into crit. So in terms of when you're going to be building her, for the most stats, the stats that you're looking forward to is crit rate and crit damage. Those 2 stats are going to be your main. Again, it depends on how lucky you get in the early game, because it's kind of hard to get the good it's going to be hard for you to get to the good stuff whenever, for example, you're going to get the momentum, the set that also buffs the crit rate for the characters. So for like it's a 12 piece set that buffs the crit rate for a shit ton. So that would be really nice. You can pair. You will need to pair that one with Onslaught. Onslaught buffs your damage, and the momentum will be buffing your crit rate, and you're going to be doing an insane amount of damage. But for now, I would recommend using Onslaught with Swift Rush, or Onslaught with the Harvest. On PvE, I would actually prefer Harvest plus the Onslaught, just purely going for that damage dealing. But on PvP, I would recommend Onslaught plus Swift Rush, even though Swift Rush for her is not the greatest thing, but it could definitely work for now, while you have a lot of characters that start first, and as well as you can get insanely debuffed until your turn. So because of that, maybe Swift Rush is still good for PvP. Again, I would recommend using it if you have a great PvP build for and just as well if they have a good basic stats that she really needs here. So again, my luck is not on the good side. I only have like a few stats with the crits here, and crit rate, unfortunately I couldn't buff her too much. Didn't get lucky on the crit rate side and crit damage, so I will still need to reroll these ones for Harvest and mainly for the Onslaught for the most part. In terms of how you want to go for it, I would recommend going for Onslaught plus 12, because it's not as slow as Harvest, and Harvest for plus 4, and here plus a good shell that can have Onslaught and as well as Harvest. If you can have both on 3, great. If you have can have like maybe another one with the Swift Rush here, also could be okay-ish. Again, and this is all until you get to momentum. And whenever you gonna get to momentum, you're gonna change your harvest for momentum plus onslaught. Okay, so this is basically on like kind of to an end game closer there, because momentum is gonna be harder to get, and it's only gonna be available for end game. In terms of what type of shells you want to use on Rosa, there is a few ways. So I'm using Twilight Knight. I think he works also pretty well. It's a good, just purely for any attacker. It's a good shell for now. Again, this is also only for now, for the kind of like an early game. This is going to be a better shell for now. Black Flag obviously really good. Turn meter, dealing damage here as well. All of that for Black Flag. Black Flag is just very diverse, and because of that, you want to use them basically on any character that you have a you can use for dealing damage. You'll use him on everywhere. So in that sense, Black Flag is really good. But again, you will need to see if you're gonna get lucky, not as me here. And then you also kind of need to go for that Swift Rush. If you're gonna be as unlucky as me, then you're probably Swift Rush is gonna be your secondary after Onslaught instead of Harvest here. But also, again, Twilight Knight for now is gonna be your good choice that you can do. In terms of other like good picks, I would say Evolution as well as the White Fang also kind of work. So if you go to not here, to the shells, the White Fang, let me see where here's the White Fang, so he could work as well. Uno takes the follow-up on the main target, dealing 2 hits, 100% damage on a critical hit, increases the owner's crit damage by 5%, stacks up to 10. So again, it works really well with momentum. He also have momentum here. He also has the onslaught, so you'll be easy to get him proccing. The revolution also kind of works before the main body acts. Causes the main to deal additional true indirect damage equal to 10% of the target's max HP with each critical hit during this turn. So he also works, again, also the same build with momentum on here, with momentum and onslaught. I would recommend those again, those are an end game build for her. So until you get to this part, and until you unlock Nico Nana, this is where you're going to be able to get the White Fang, and this is where she becomes actually much more OP compared to currently. If you're just using the like even onslaught on her, it's going to be much more different than right now. In terms of priorities for her skills, I would recommend going for number 1, because most of the time you're going to be using it, as well as it buffs your damage for the most part, very good. As well as then you also want to go for the passive and AoE next. Her passive is really important, so passive is going to be your second. Unfortunately, again, it buffs her defense and HP here, as always on all of the characters. So it still buffs her like survivability a little bit, so that's also really good. Because for the most part, I could see some problems with her survivability. Especially with some of the characters doing insane amount of damage like Messiah and Henrith, but she's still incredibly good, and you can still make her work in a long-term run, as well as for a lot of content in this game. She's gonna be really great. So in terms of teams for the Rosa, who are the better teams that you want to use with her? So I would recommend, if you're going for the full build of Rosa, just purely her alone, obviously it's Lily and Freya. They increase her, they give her insane amount of buffs, as well as you can do the follow-ups with Lily for her as well. So that works because she can trigger this shit all the time. Again, if you're gonna get lucky for the most part here. Freya just makes her a little bit faster, because with the harvest she's gonna be a little bit slow. In terms of healers, you can use Sonya as well, like Linglo, or just Valerian, for the sake of also like giving invincibility if you're worried about her dying or someone from your team. This is going to be your choice for that as well. Also, Kazuo also works pretty well. in terms of if you're going for the PvP build, so you can make someone sleep as well as Kraken like that. Also, just purely good characters. Marvel also making others meters going down so that your rows can hit more often. Also working really well. She also works kind of with Henrith, as for example, he's a damage dealer. If you're going for that 2 damage dealer team, Henrith also works really well in that team because you're going for Lily, Freya, Henrith, Rosa, and like the last character is gonna be like probably your other like healer or like Linglo or something like that. So that would be your best team setups in terms of PvP as well as in terms of PvE, because one of your DPSs or one of your supports is gonna be banned for sure. So because of that, you definitely want to pick maybe 2 damage dealers in there as well, or maybe just use full supports on her, but then she could get banned and then you're just not gonna do any damage if you're only using her in the PvP. Other than that, hopefully you liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Obviously tell me what you think about Rosa. I really like her. I really wanted her, and in a few days I just got her, so I didn't really finish her building her yet. So whenever I'm gonna finish her, that would be the time of my life when I'm gonna be having a lot of fun with full build on her. Other than that, hopefully you have a great day. Don't forget, I stream every day. You can join the Discord so you will not miss any notifications on the streams as well as the videos. And have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.